Welcome to the Maltepes show. I'm here with my good friend Charlie Strange. How's your day going, brother?
Good. Thanks for having me down.
Thanks for coming on, man. We have Charlie Strange here. He is the father of Michael Strange, Navy. He was a SEAL Team 6 member that was unfortunately killed August 6, 2011, right?
Correct.
And the Osama bin Laden, after the Osama bin Laden raid, a couple months after. So, Charlie, I have a question. First of all, thank you for coming. That's what I want to say. Thank you very much. I had a great time, great pleasure to go to one of your Michael Strange Foundation events, which you hosted at Tony Luke's in South Philly, which was great. I got to meet all the different military members and different, amazing people. And I want to first talk about that, the Michael Strange Foundation. Where can we find the Michael Strange Foundation? What is the Michael Strange Foundation about? And just give us a little bit of background on that.
Sure. The Michael Strange Foundation is, of course, named after my son that was killed August 6, 2011 with 29 other men. And after that loss, I lost a piece of my heart. And I went out for help, and I seen a few psychiatrists, and they were very good. But I was still, crying, and still, a piece of my heart was missing. And I met another Gold Star father that lives in Pennsylvania, Brent Athen. Grant Smith, his son Tristan, was killed in Iraq. And I met him for a cup of coffee, and he was the same as me. And we started talking, and he was angry, he was sad, and we laughed. And I came home to my wife. I said, I felt good talking to another Gold Star father. A Gold Star is, nobody wants to be a Gold Star. That's when you lose a loved one killed in action at the time of war. I said, let's bring some more Gold Star parents in. And we had a little fundraiser up St. Dominic's, Northeast Philly, and raised some money. And we brought some Gold Star families in for a workshop. And it's literally work. We have the parents write a letter to their son or daughter that died in the Middle East, and then read it to the group. And maybe you forgot to tell them something. Maybe you wanted to tell them Joey got married, or Amy had a baby, or you just whatever you want to write. And that's basically what we do. And they all bring a picture of their son and daughter, and we take them through this workshop, and we do some healing. We have a friend of ours, Jimmy Kimminash, open up the Bible, how beautiful heaven is, John 15:13. And we bring a grief counselor. 5 stages of grief she goes over, different things to go. We've had different grief counselors. We had Dr. Kathy Greenberg, the head of the FBI. Tracy Allman and Mandy Love has been our last, for a few. We've done 15 workshops, over 400 Gold Star moms, dads, and the brothers and sisters if they're over 18. And the last 5 years, if their son or daughter killed themselves after they came back, because the suicide rate is 22 a day. Yeah. So April, we had 30 Gold Stars for 5 nights and 6 days in Bensalem, Pennsylvania. Of course, we took them out to a Phillies game. Phillies FC Kerback over there gave us a club box suite, and another group of gentlemen gave us another club box suite for a 1 o'clock game. Then we went to Nicky Luke's in South Philly. Everybody hung up a picture of their son and daughter, wrote a little card about when their angel birthday was, and we take them through this process. And then Saturday night, we go to the local VFW or American Legion post to host us for a dinner. And it's very, very healing, very powerful. Don't get a lot of crying, a lot of screaming, a lot of anger. But by the end of the weekend, I know God and our sons and daughters are working through us to give us a little piece of our heart back. I got to tell you, like, when they get there, everybody's sitting like this, write a letter. You didn't tell us we had to write a letter, but we've done 15 of them, and everybody's written a letter, and that's what we do in the Michael Strange Foundation. Our foundation pays for the plane tickets, the hotel, the food. We have people pick them up at the airport. We have fundraisers, Rob O'Neill, Drago, different Brill Brown, Navy SEALs, come and help us out and help us raise money. Different veterans do. We did them in D.C., Ocean City, Maryland, Wildwood, Tucson, Arizona, Longmont, Colorado. So it helps. And MichaelStrangeFoundation.org. We have PayPal if you'd like to donate. We're 501c3. Everything's a tax write-off, so we could use your support.
So make sure to check out the Michael Strange Foundation on MichaelStrangeFoundation.org. Thank you, Charlie, for everything you do for Gold Star families and everybody in the military and everything you do. It's really such a great thing. And so let's talk about this book right here called Relentless, A Gold Star Father's Pursuit of the Truth by Charlie Strange himself. We also have a Michael Strange Foundation shirt here where it says SEAL Team 6, as you can see. All right, let's get right into the book. So the book, it's about a Gold Star Father's Pursuit of the Truth, essentially. I think that's the best way to put it. Michael Strange, your son, you guys are from Philadelphia, right? And Michael Strange.
We used to run the Rocky Stats right here at the Army Museum.
That's awesome.
Michael. Yeah. We lived in Port Richmond. He would keep running. He ran home. I couldn't run afterwards.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Michael Strange, he was a top cryptologist and SEAL Team 6 member in the Osama bin Laden raid in 2011. 3 months later, on August 6th, Michael was unfortunately killed in Afghanistan along with 30 other Americans on call sign Extortion 17. Never stop asking questions about Extortion 17. So I have here that Michael was awarded the Bronze Star Medal with Valor, Purple Heart Medal, Defense Meritorious Service Medal, Joint Service Commendation Medal with Valor, Joint Service Achievement Medal, Combat Action Ribbon, Presidential Unit Citations, among other decorations. So he's highly decorated. And I want to speak about how you've been to Congress, you've been to the Pentagon, you've been to the White House, you've been to all of these different places looking for the truth. And so what are you looking for? What exactly have you found so far? What are you looking for in terms of the truth?
Well, Michael came home in June of 2011 after the bin Laden raid, and he grabbed me by the arm. And he said, "Dad, you wouldn't believe what's going on in this country." And then he started pacing, walking back and forth. I'm like, "Mike, what's the matter? What's the matter?" And he wouldn't tell me. And then he started talking about a will. I said, why are you talking about a will? And then he told his mom, he told his brothers and sisters. It was his birthday, June 6th. We had a big party. And he told everybody. And, he got a will, something's going on. And 93 days after the bin Laden raid, it was the biggest loss of life in Iraq and Afghanistan. It was the biggest loss of life in the history of America. 22 of them guys were from Navy Special Warfare. So what I've been fighting for is a congressional hearing. We were told at the debriefing it was a lucky shot. They told me it was a fucking lucky shot. I stood up. I said, "All our sons are dead. How could you say something like that,
When was this?
October 2011.
October in 2011, right after.
Yeah, down in Virginia Beach. At that debriefing by General Jeffrey Colt did the debriefing. He was in Afghanistan for 2 weeks. 2 weeks he fit, So they gave us a folder, and after about 2 hours of his horse and pony show, I call it, and in that folder there was some papers and a disc. And you don't look at it. You're out of your mind. Your son just died. And I came home, and I opened it up, and the 25 pages didn't have no ink. Didn't have no toner.
Wow.
You couldn't read it.
Was it hidden ink?
No, it was just no
blank
ink.
Papers?
There was no toner. Like you couldn't see the words.
Couldn't read.
You couldn't read it. So I called up Commander Sean Pybus. He was a big shot, 4-star. And I said, "Sean, I got a bad copy here. I can't read this." He said, "Charlie, I got a lot of complaints about that." I said, "All right, send me another one." He said, "I can't. We burned it." I said, "You burned it?"
Who said this? Commander
Sean Pybus.
Sean Pybus.
Pybus. So this disc, you put the disc in, and all these little blocks pop up. Like 300 little blocks. And I'm like messing. I'm a construction worker here in Philadelphia, you know what I mean? My wife, Michael's stepmom, she gets on there, and after about 7 hours, she clicks it somehow, click, 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 and 1,364 pages come out. And these are some of the notes I have from the 1,364 pages.
Would you mind if you read some of them off or summarize or talk about them?
Sure. It was on Action News here. It was on channel 3, 6, and 10. The disc was encrypted because on our computer at home, we don't have a camera. And I heard my wife yelling. And I come out, what's the matter? What's the matter? She said, they took my picture. I said, who took your picture? And they had her picture live time right there.
Oh, wow.
And it said FBI, 10 to 12 years in prison.
What?
Yeah. So they didn't think anybody was going to be able to download the disc. And
so
that's when channel 3, 6, and 10 came out.
So the disc, it holds a lot of files, different, obviously, stuff, and it was coded and encrypted, as you said.
Yes.
I have a question. So Pybus gave you the disc in the folder?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah. Some of the parents said to us, because, we were talking to all the other parents, and they're like, how do you know that? Where'd you get that? So we wrote a letter to another Gold Star family in Florida, Billy and Karen Vaughn. Their son was Aaron Vaughn. He died with Michael and them. And then we got together, and we got a lawyer. My phone, I kept getting 001 000 on my phone in a text message. When I text back, well, that's from another country in the Middle East. And I called Verizon. I said, I keep getting these text messages, and nobody's texting back. And I tell them 001 000. Excuse me. And the guy from the guy from Verizon says, you don't know who that is? I said, no. He goes, that's Big Brother. And he hangs up.
Big Brother.
Yeah.
And what did they say on the text messages?
That was it. It was just 001 000. And they were listening to my phone. And so we get involved with a lawyer by the name of Larry Klayman. He started Judicial Watch. He's the only lawyer to ever sit a sitting president. He sued Bill Clinton and won right here in Philadelphia. Bill Clinton grabbed somebody by City Hall, and he also represented 3 of the women that he got money for that Bill Clinton had an affair with. But anyway, Larry was a pit bull. He was great. He got us together, against the NSA. We go down to Washington, D.C., and we go to the 3rd highest court in the country. Judge Leon, his name was. Little guy, he wore a bow tie. He was great. And the Obama lawyers came in, the NSA lawyers came in, and it was just my lawyer and his assistant and me and my wife. We sat right in the front, and NSA starts off. Their lawyer was Mr. Gilligan, who also represented President Bush. And he said, Mr. Strange, the son's an American hero. The NSA does not spy on the American people. He's going through a loss. My lawyer stands up and he says, well, Your Honor, we're in the 3rd highest court in the country, and they just lied to you right to your face. He said, Washington Post right here.
He pulled it up?
Yeah, he goes, 12 employees from the NSA fired for spying on their spouses.
Yeah, it's been proven to be a false claim.
Judge Leon smacks the thing down, looks at him, says, find one time you saved an American life by spying on the American people. And Matt, it was like they all started opening up books. There was like 17 lawyers there. And they're looking through the papers. He let them sweat a little bit.
Wow. Had him on the fences.
Yeah. And Mr. Gilligan, the lawyer for the NSA and Obama, said that we can't find nothing.
Wow.
So, and President Obama talked about us before we went on vacation in Christmas. And so we're looking into that, spying on the Gold Star family. with the NSA. And then we went to the second highest court in the country, 3 judges in Washington, D.C., and they voted in our favor. And what they did was change the law. They're allowed to spy on the American people and listen to your phone conversations.
So I have a question. How many of the American people do you actually think know this?
No,
that the NSA is listening to everything you say on your phone, every text message, every phone call, everything you're probably looking up on the internet?
I don't think, I think a lot of the American people here have the blinders on. Work, kids, baseball game, mall, vacation, shopping.
Caught up in life.
And if it ain't happening to them, it's not happening.
Yeah, get caught up in the loop. I want to backtrack real quick. So you talked about the NSA spying, right? I know Michael, when I was reading the book, I know Michael would go into the NSA building, work on the computer supposedly, right? And that when he would walk in, everybody would walk out, right?
Yes.
And they'd tell him, you didn't see him.
Right.
So I know Michael was a top cryptologist and, for SEAL Team 6, which is, it doesn't get much higher than that. He has access to information that many others don't. And I know there was one moment where you guys went to a restaurant, P.F. Chang's, right?
Yes.
And you guys were sitting there, and he asks you, who are these people to the left? Do you know who they are? And you go, husband and wife. Why? Right? That's what I read in the book. And Michael goes, that's what you think. When you heard that, what were your thoughts, and what were you thinking at that moment? And now, from what you know, how do you look back on that moment?
When I said it looks like a husband and wife, and he said, that's what you think. I said, Mike, what are you doing? What the hell did you get yourself into here? Because he was supposed to do 4 years and get out, And he said, Dad, we go outside, put the phones away. He said, they give me a lie detector test every 3 months. And the first question is, when was the last time you lied? It's a loaded question.
Yeah.
And he said, don't worry, I'm safe, I'm okay. I'm like, if you're worried about who's sitting next to us, listening to us, what we're talking about, you're in pretty deep here. What do you, da-da-da. And he loved what he did. He saved lives here in America, the people were going to do harm to us for. And then when it happens, like you said, you're thinking, man, what the hell happened here? He was talking about a will, talking about what's going on in America to the American people here. And next thing you know, 93 days after the Bin Laden raid, 30 guys get killed. You think it's a lucky shot? And then you open up a file that you're not supposed to get with 1,364 pages. And then you got the NSA coming at you, your phone tapping there. I'm a construction worker, you know what I mean? Just asking questions about what happened to his son, and you don't get no answers. We had a national press club in Washington, D.C., National Press Club down there. We had General Boykin, General Valley, Allen West. We had 30 of the Gold Star parents, some Navy SEALs. We had probably over 100 cameras from all over the world there. And President Obama said, if anybody plays that tape, you lose your press pass to the Pentagon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I just want some answers. When you read the 1,300 pages, when you read the book, right, you see some of the things in the back. Like the one part, Exhibit 89, it says May 11th, 2011, right after the Bin Laden raid, and it's out of the task force, and it says something to the effect that 100 Taliban planned to travel from the blank Providence to the Tangine Valley, where they all died, to possibly shoot down the coalition aircraft.
It says that in the files?
Oh, yeah. It's in the back of the book. Exhibit 89.
I have a question. When you got your hand on these files, Pybus gave them to you, right? Pybus?
Pybus. Well,
Pybus.
It was on the disc.
It was on a disc, and he gave you the folder with the disc in it.
Yes.
So do you still talk to Pybus? At all to this day?
Pybus got moved.
Got moved.
When my son died, August 2011, August 6th, 2011, Petraeus, Admiral General Petraeus, pretty big name, Admiral McCraven, 14 3-star and 4-star admirals and generals that month after my son died either left or went somewhere else, like to another country to work for the military.
Wow.
Nothing suspicious there, right?
Yeah.
Them guys, they want the parade, they want the balloons. Look at me, I'm a 3-star, I'm a 4-star, you know.
And this is at the direction of the president?
That you don't know.
What do you think?
I think they know it was a setup for them 30 men being killed. I believe they were threatened to lose their pensions, lose their livelihood, either get out, go to prison, or, you know, you get killed. If they can kill 30 guys, plus there was 8 Afghans on the helicopter, and Bart the Warrior Dog, you know, these are some treacherous, no-soul people.
So SEAL Team 6, they went in and they took out Osama bin Laden 2011. I have a question. When it comes to that raid, was it at the direction of the president?
That I don't know.
You don't know?
Nah. My son called me April.
Because I do know, I read in the book that you guys did speak in code sometimes. He would ask you, did the Phillies win? Which meant, do not talk about this. Let's move to a different subject. I cannot talk about this.
Right. Yeah, we had to make up a code. And if it was January, if I was asking too many questions to my son, he'd say, did the Phillies win? I mean, stop, Dad. Don't.
Yeah, so I have a question. So speaking back on the Osama bin Laden raid, after that happened, do you believe, so when it comes to your son and the Extortion 17 going down, do you essentially think that was planned attack on the helicopter and they had foretold knowledge of it?
Oh, absolutely.
So you think it was a setup?
100%.
Okay, if it was a setup, I have a question. Why would they set it up?
I believe that they were SEAL Team 6, the Gold Squadron. I believe the money that's been skids full of money given to other countries, given to some bad people. The drugs from Afghanistan.
Yeah, poppy fields.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
The heroin.
Yeah, epidemic comes in after.
As soon as we go into Afghanistan.
Yeah.
You can Google, Matt. We got like 4% of the poppy from Afghanistan. When we go into Afghanistan, we get 96% of the poppy for the morphine for America. We don't have that many people on morphine. Where's it all going?
Yeah, crisis.
Kensington.
Yeah, right down the street.
Right down the street, Tioga Street Pier. Oh, yeah, you can't make this up, you know.
So, do you believe the United States was funding the Taliban?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We got proof that the contractors over there, 10 of the contracting companies that were there for 20 years were giving money and guns to the Taliban and other organizations in Afghanistan.
So they were giving money to the Taliban. So I have a question. Do you believe that the Osama bin Laden raid was supposed to happen?
I don't comment about that.
Yeah.
I don't.
If you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to.
Nah, I just know he called me in April, and then he said, "Well, if something happens, you're going to hear about it." And then May 2nd here in America, the killing of Osama bin Laden, and then he came home in June, and it was his birthday, and that's when he grabbed me and said, "You won't believe what's going on in this country, Dad." And then 93 days later, they all get killed.
Yeah.
You know, too many unanswered questions.
A lot of coincidences.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of patterns lining
Right.
up.
And for that son of a bitch that did the investigation, General Jeffrey Colt, for him to say it was a lucky shot. I said, are you kidding me? If they didn't grab me, Matt, I would have knocked his teeth down his throat. I would have beat him to death, you know. So it's, the disc with the 1,364 pages, National Press Club, the NSA tapped my phone going in our computers. Nothing to hide here.
Yeah.
I just have some questions.
So, Ibis, who gave you that file, he was trying to give you a heads up, essentially, or information on what happened. And is that essentially they all got split up, all those generals and everything, split up different places, whatnot. Afterwards, I guess the NSA, among other agencies, I assume, other people, caught wind of it, that you had these files. And they started spying on your phone, everything you were doing. Do you believe that to be true?
Oh, it's 100% true.
Yeah.
And you did your homework. Yes, it wasn't just the NSA, FBI, CIA.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%. I had a guy come up to me, Matt, outside the NSA building, and he said, with his phone, he goes, you see this phone here, Mr. Strange? I could be 2 blocks down the street. I could see every text message you get, every phone call you get.
Wow.
I said, you see
Wow.
your front teeth? Because I'm ready to knock. I said, don't give up. You killed my son. You can't hurt me no more.
Worst
You know.
thing that can happen.
You're listening to me. I was in the laborers union. You know what I mean? I was in 1700 Market doing construction work, making cement, you know. So that threw a red flag up for us. The other families, too.
Yeah.
I mean, we weren't the only family. We had, at the press conference with Down West, we had 34 of the parents write questions in. Congressman Bob Brady here from Philadelphia, he knew my son. He had us go to the Pentagon, and we weren't allowed to bring no lawyers and no other parents. And so I brought my questions, right?
Yeah.
And I brought some of these pages. And it was Gary Reed, who was Chuck Hagel's right-hand man, and 2 other 3-star generals. And me and my wife were in a room just like this, but we got walked in with machine guns at the Pentagon.
A little bit different.
And then another guy, and then one guy stayed in the room with a machine gun. And as I'm talking to Gary Reed, I said, well, there was IEDs around the landing site, 6 IEDs. He's like, Mr. Strange, you can't believe everything you read on the internet. I said, no. And he started talking over me. I said, boom, here you go. And he said, they all started looking at it like this. And they're looking through the pages. They said, where'd you get this? I said, you didn't read the report? They go, we read the 25-page report. 30 midnight, you couldn't read the 1,300? And then I
Give him a little.
Well, I tried to grab him by the throat. And the guy with the machine gun grabbed me and took me outside and got me a water and calmed down. Then I come back in and my wife's like this. They're lying.
Yeah.
They're lying. That's our sons.
Yeah.
That's my baby.
Oh.
And you're going to lie to the parents? It's, they lied about how my son died. They said he burned to death. You know what I mean? It was in every newspaper in the country. It said, from the Pentagon spokesman, Marine Colonel David Latman told reporters there were no identifiable remains of these servicemen. The Pentagon spokesperson, Navy Captain Jane Campbell, said in a statement, because the remains are unidentified, that you can't tell the remains at this point. Next of kins are not in a position to grant approval for media access to the dignified transfer. This was like in papers in Russia, of course, every paper in America, all over the world. 38 skulls, 38 C-spines. And then when I got the autopsy of my son, he wasn't burned at all, Matt.
It was all a lie.
He was like this. Looked like he had a gun in his hand. You could see the hair on his arm. His ankle was almost off. But
such a shame.
You know, we could have had an open casket. We had the funeral right here at the cathedral in Philadelphia. You know, and why are you lying? You know, it's bad. You buried the worst thing in the world for anybody is to bury a child, and then to be lied to by your government.
Top of it.
Right.
I have a question. How deep do you think it goes? Lying or corruption?
Well, the corruption's unbelievable. Unbelievable, the corruption in our government. I mean, I just did a television show that will be coming out in about 3 weeks about the contractors that were there for 20 years, and they have checks written to the Taliban.
It's insane.
And they send the checks to banks here in America to transfer it into American money and then back over. They have letters. The one contractor says, we have $300 million cash. Make sure you pay the Taliban every month. And if they need more guns or ammunition, just give it to them. An American contractor with your tax dollars. That's everybody's tax dollars.
It's everybody's money.
Right. For 20 years, where's all the schools? Where's all the driveways? Where are all the highways? Where's the water system for these people?
Where's the money going?
Billions.
Not going to us. If it's going overseas, where's it going?
Right.
There's just a billion lost. Ukraine recently. The Department of Defense just failed its audit for the 6th consecutive year. It's insane.
This court, well, we have a case with this. Our lawyer is, his name's Josh Branson.
Branson.
He's from Kellogg and Hanson in D.C. He's won $3 billion cases in a row. I think he won like 7 in a row, but 3 were billions of dollars.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's big.
Gotta look this guy up. This guy's badass. I'm telling you. They call him the Dragon Lawyer.
Oh, man.
Young buck, too, man. But he's the one that asked me to do the TV show. Him and Ryan Smarcino, who's also another lawyer that's helping us with quite a few different things to get some answers.
So, if you want to speak more about that TV show, I don't know if where can people find it? Where can they watch it?
You got to go to Michael Strange Foundation Facebook. Go to my Facebook page, hit like. I'll let you know. They said like 3 weeks. They was going to come out October 10th, but then the Gaza happened,
attack,
and they moved it back. BBC, Al Jazeera's got it. They stayed at the hotel up by our home up in Hatboro for 3 or 4 days. They came and filmed us in Fishtown at my sister's house. All my kids, grandkids, and the court hearing. I will be testifying. I'm the only Gold Star that's going to testify for the Gold Star families. They asked me, "What do you want?" So,
truth.
With these contractors, I think one of their kids should die. Right? You kill my son, I think we should kill 2 of your sons.
Eye for an eye.
Eye for an eye, right? Because money don't seem like these contractors, they already agreed to a couple $2 billion to pay without coming to court.
Yeah.
So that money don't mean nothing to these people, So, and they definitely don't want their names out.
I want to touch back on something. I want to touch back how you guys used to speak in code a little bit. And your son. Is there anything else you guys used to speak in code with? Any other code words, code names?
I can't
I find
say
it very
that.
interesting.
Yeah, but I.
If you don't want to, you don't have
I got a couple court cases.
Of course.
Coming up.
No, you don't have to. Don't worry.
They'll be really listening to this one.
So Robert Gates, who's the Secretary of Defense, right? After, everything that happened with your son, after this Bin Laden raid, he had reminded everyone to not release any information about the details of the Bin Laden raid. So that lasted only about 4 to 5 hours, right? And then leaks started coming out of the White House and CIA, according to Robert Gates. One exposure was by Joe Biden, who was vice president at the time. He said it at a Ritz-Carlton in Delaware when Biden gave a speech exposing the elite team. After that, CIA Director Leon Panetta brought in Hollywood to tell the story of Osama bin Laden in Zero Dark 30. So I don't know if you have any thoughts on that or any talking points. I don't know. When did that happen exactly? Was that before Michael ended up passing away, or?
Yes. We killed bin Laden May 2nd, 2011. May 3rd at the Ritz-Carlton right down here in Delaware, Joe Biden. SEAL Team 6 killed bin Laden. SEAL Team 6 killed bin Laden. Nobody ever heard of SEAL Team 6.
Yeah.
Robert Gates, like you said, Secretary of Defense, said, yo, what are you doing? He put a target on my son's back.
I know.
Like some of the guys told their parents, take your social media down, nothing about being affiliated with Dev Group, Navy Special Warfare, and then 93 days later, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Why wasn't he held accountable?
Yeah. I just want to know because there's the current U.S. president right now, Joe Biden. So I have a question regarding that as well. Since you believe that it was a setup, Extortion 17, do you believe that Joe Biden didn't slip up but actually did it on purpose?
I've thought about that. These guys are, you hear about think tanks.
Yeah.
And there is think tanks.
Yeah.
If you go to a couple places in Washington, D.C. for drinks and a dinner, once they have a couple drinks in them, they'll tell you where they work and what they do.
Yeah.
Some evil people have no soul, have no children, you know what I mean? And all they're worried about is the money. And I believe they're brainwashed. They think, I don't know what they think. I think they're sick. I think they think they're doing the right thing, but how you can, against our own military, supply the Taliban, our own people, and everybody in America that lost somebody to this drug overdose should be up in arms.
Yeah.
And there's millions of them. I mean, 100,000 last year with the fentanyl and everything coming in.
It's getting worse.
Yeah, I believe, But I know in my heart, because of these papers, 100% it was a setup of Michael and them 29 other men being killed.
So do you want to dive into the lawsuit against the NSA?
It went to the second highest court, and it just washed away. They okayed it to go into the people, to go into your phones and go in your computers, and that was cut short. And that was the end of that. And don't ask no more questions. 2 + 2 = 5, and that's the American way.
Such a shame.
Yeah.
Going forward, I have a question. Going forward, what are some things you're doing in terms of searching for the truth or trying to have the truth revealed?
Well, this dragon lawyer, Josh Branson, who is helping us with the contractors over there, they got all the information. They came to me, actually, and I just bought quite a few other gold stars and some veterans. They got, missing limbs from the war. To them, said he will help me get a congressional hearing.
Will?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. That's big.
That's huge.
$3 billion cases in a row.
Josh Branson. Look him
The
up.
Dragon.
Look him up on LinkedIn. Look him up. Josh Branson, the Dragon. Look, he was in some big magazine or something like that. Ryan Sparcino, too. He's another ace. These guys are fighters.
Yeah.
You know, somebody's got to, for me, somebody's got to go to jail. Somebody has to be held accountable. The way America is today, like, you know, our military's the smallest it's ever been. You know, I was talking to my buddy. He's from another country yesterday. He said, America love war. You guys love war, don't you?
Yeah.
Right?
There's only been one president in a long time that didn't take us into war, which is Donald Trump. I have another question regarding that. I know you met Donald Trump a couple of times, former U.S. president, now running for president again, 2024. Tell me some things about Donald Trump. What did you ask him? How did that encounter go? And what did you guys talk about?
Sure. President Trump reached out to me, well, somebody from his staff, June 2017. It was in the Metro newspaper right here in Philadelphia.
It was.
He asked me to bring 20 other gold stars down to the White House. And it was amazing. He was amazing. The First Lady was amazing. He had the Marine Band there when we walked in. He said, Mr. Strange, you go in the red room, green room, gold room. He had food, all kinds of drinks for us. And after about an hour or so, they took us into another room in the White House, and he had a piano player, and the Marines had one lit candle symbolizing our son's souls, and lit it to another candle, and they said our son's name. And President Trump stood up every time, looked at the Gold Star parents, and it was a beautiful night. Him and the First Lady, they didn't leave. And then they said, President Trump wants to talk to you. And me and my wife talked to him and the First Lady. So I walk in, and she, you know, boom, boom, and da-da-da-da-da. And I says to him, I'm a little nervous speaking to you, Mr. President. And he you know, he gave that smile, like, hey, yeah. And I said, but can I bring out something out of my coat? I'm going to show you something. And he looked, I guess he looked at the Secret Service guy, and the guy, and I pulled out some of these, some of the 1,300 pages.
Documents.
And I said, you know, 100 Taliban coming to the Tangine Valley, 6 IEDs around the landing site where my son died with 30 guys. He said, let me see that. Can I see that, sir? Mr. Strange? I said, sure. He looks at it. He's reading it. He looks at me. He keeps reading for like, I said, oh, my God. He said, can I keep this? I said, yeah. He said, make sure I get Mr. Strange's notes tonight. And, you know, and then we talked for a little bit more. The First Lady was, you know, I have a son. I can't imagine what you go through. Talked about a few other things. Then we were taking a picture. I said, Mr. President, can I put my arm around your wife? Trump went, go for it. That's what he said, you know. And then he invited us back for Christmas dinner. And Wayne LaPierre was there from the NRA, Governor Perry from Texas. There was probably like 300 people there raising money for his campaign. And there was a line to get your Christmas picture with the president. And me and my wife were, you know, we're eating. The food's good at the White House. Yeah. Man, let me tell you, shrimp and grits.
Fine dining.
I never had shrimp and grits. And the Marine comes up to us and said, you getting your Christmas picture with the president? I said, there was like 100 people in line. I said, look at all the people in line. He said, you don't have to wait. You're a gold star. He walks us right by everybody.
That's amazing.
Get up there. Trump goes, Mr. Strange, gold star, Pennsylvania. How you doing, my friend? And he starts talking to me. And he did try to open up an investigation about Extortion 17. And then the camera guy goes, Mr. President. He goes, I'm talking to Mr. Strange, Gold Star file. I'm like, yeah, he's talking to me. I gave him a little Philly, you know. And then he kept on talking. I was like, oh, these people are going to get mad, you know. But he was great, you know, and he did try to open it up. That's why I really want him to win. If you call the Department of Justice and ask about Extortion 17, they'll go, we're looking into it. Click. Wow. Call him up again. 30 guys that died August 6th. Is there going to be a congressional hearing? We're looking into it. All of us did. You know. So
It's a shame.
I hope he wins. I think he was probably the best president we ever had between him and Reagan. Our military, his first week, he you know, gave him a raise, helped the VA out. He dropped the biggest bomb of all times. I talked to him about that, you know. And, yeah, so I believe if he gets in, somebody already contacted me about a few other things I can't talk about, but, yeah.
So you did meet President Obama as well?
Yes, I met Obama in Dover. I was in a hangar. All 60 parents were there. And you're out of your mind, you know. You're looking at all these coffins. There was 38 coffins. And he sidestepped me and he grabbed me like this. He said, Michael changed the way America lived. Michael was the greatest. And I grabbed Obama. I said, I don't need to know about my son. I need to know what happened here. And I started shaking him like a bobblehead, and he was like this, and the Secret Service guys tackled me. And then I went outside with them. They gave me a glass of water. Calm down, calm down. I said, calm down.
How are you going to tell me to calm down?
Right. My son's in a box. I was nuts, man. I still get nuts. I still cry, get angry, sad, you know. And I come back in, and Leon Panetta comes up to me, shakes my hand. He said, I'm going to ask the same questions as you. He was Secretary of Defense. I'm a construction worker. If you're going to ask the same questions as me, what's wrong with you? And then a couple of the other dads started saying shit to him. Yeah. And then the Secret Service guys grabbed me and asked me to come outside again. And then they knew to separate me and my wife. Like, we were in Virginia for, you know, honoring our sons just at the convention center. And they put us at a hotel, and they put some other parents, and the bus would come, pick us up, and 4 guys would come to me and my wife and go, come here, Mr. Strange, we got and they put us in a black SUV. And I was like, we had another event.
Separating it.
Yeah. But we were out of our...
You weren't thinking.
Nah.
It was only when you looked back.
Oh, yeah.
Reflected.
They didn't want us talking to the other parents.
But what happened?
Yeah.
It's a shame.
So it's brutal. The Michael Strange Foundation meeting all these other Gold Star parents and you know, helping each other. For me, like Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, did. You know what I mean? Who you helping? I believe I'll see him again on the other side. But the pain is, you know, I've been through a lot of things in my life. Nothing's worse than burying a child. And then to be lied to by your own government. And then to hear about these contractors. Are you kidding me? Matt, one of the contractors is right where you used to live in Jersey. I'll tell you that much. You'll hear about it. Uh-huh.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, let's keep fighting the fight.
Yeah, got to keep on fighting. Never stop asking questions about Extortion 17. Make sure to go to the michaelstrangefoundation.org. SEAL Team 6 right here. And always make sure to check out this book, Relentless, A Gold Star Father's Pursuit of the Truth by Charlie Strange right here. Where can we find this book at?
Amazon, $20. Amazon. Easy read. Some of the 1,300 pages in there. Check us out. Appreciate your support. MichaelStrangeFoundation.org. We got PayPal. You can order the SEAL Team 6 T-shirts. $20. It helps pay for the plane tickets, the hotel for the Gold Star families.
Make sure to like and subscribe, comment your thoughts, and thank you very much, Charlie, for coming on and telling us the story about your son, about the Michael Strange Foundation, about your book, everything that's going on in this country, the NSA, the spying, when it comes to the corruption and everything else we just talked about. I mean, this is something I think the American people need to know and need to hear. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching the Maltepes Show. Thank you. Thank you, Charlie. This is awesome.
Great job, Matty. Great job, buddy.
Thank you. You did an amazing job.